What's up? What's up? What's up? It's Paris Hart and Jason Williams coming at you live for another episode of the Love With It podcast. You know, being a dope musician and getting on is hard, but getting three dope musicians to come and collab and make dope music is even harder. And to make it work, oof, that's the creme de la creme. And today we're lucky to speak and to sit with three dope musicians. We have Emily, Khaya, and Leah. So together they make Moonkissed.
Yay!
Yay! Thanks for having us.
Anytime. So to start it off, what got you into music, or each of you?
I just always sang, like, I don't know, like in the shower, like in preschool, I would like lead like sing-alongs and shit. And then I started playing in bands in high school. And yeah, it was just like kind of music was always how I like processed things and saw the world and like connected with people, and it's just always been around. It's been gradual.
I started playing music because my dad's a musician, so that was like the first way in. And then I think I ended up going. I guess I wasn't entirely sure if I wanted to pursue music. And then I went to Berkeley 5 where I actually met Khaya and like met a bunch of people who were like kind of into the same stuff that I was into. I was like, oh my God, cool. Like we can all play the same kind of music. And then it was, then I was like, all right, I would definitely want to do this.
Yeah. Em and I were in a band together in high school.
Yeah.
It was a 9-piece cover band called Dissonance.
Yeah. It was very funny. There's still videos on YouTube that are hilarious.
There's Leah.
Hey, what's up?
How's it going, Leah? We were just asking everybody what got them into the music or got them into music. I want to get your take on your story too.
Oh, cool.
So how'd you start off?
So I started off when I was really young. I just started teaching myself instruments. And then when I was like 9 years old, I joined a band. My friend like called my mom on the phone and was like, "Can Leah be in our band?" And I was like, "Yeah."
So wholesome.
Yeah, so wholesome. And then I just was playing ever since then, just playing in different bands and learning different instruments, and yeah.
Okay. So then when did the trio come together? Like, okay, I like what I'm doing. I like what you're doing. Let's be Moonkissed. What was that like?
Well, Emily and I started Moonkissed under a different name, and we had two drummers before we met Leah, and we met Leah at a New Year's party, which is like the story that our album is about. And it kind of was just like pretty instant. Like it turned into everyone's main project rather than like, I feel like it was a side project before. And then we just all realized like how crazy serendipitous it was that we vibed so well and musically and our personalities. And we just kind of took it from there. So yeah, New Year's 2019.
Hey, shout out New Year's 2019.
So that's what's up. You guys have come a long way from 2019. You guys put out a lot of art, a lot of projects are out, and good quality stuff too. So you're on some good momentum. Great momentum.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
What's the creative process like?
It varies. Yeah, we're all kind of on production now, which is exciting. So, with the pandemic, it's been a lot of remote stuff, like sending back and forth and like FaceTimes and texts and all that. But before that, it was a lot of like in the room together in studios with different people. Like I think between the three of us, we have like a lot of collaborators that makes up Moonkissed. Like even though we're the performers and the main writers, it wouldn't be the same project if it weren't for our community and the people that have kind of brought everything to the finish line with us.
Hey, how important would you say is having that support system? Because me and Jason always try to preach to every artist that we have on here, like, look, it's cool and it's a good story to say I made it by myself, but at the end of the day, everybody needs somebody. And when you find that group of people that have the like-minded missions and goals that you have, like, it all seems to click. So what's some of like your guys' support systems, and how does that make it like, yes, like we got it in the bag, we're gonna do it, and the music is magic?
I definitely feel like we totally have the same ethos as you guys. Like community is our absolute number one thing. I feel like for like a few different reasons. Like one is that it's more fun doing things with your friends than doing it alone. So like everything, like the art we make, the shows we throw, like just everything we do involves like everyone we know. And then also I think people feel more connected to something when they've had like a hand in making it. So if someone's in our video or if someone's taking photos of us or someone's helping record or doing whatever, like it's part of their art then also. And it doesn't feel like it takes away anything from us ever. It only feels like it adds more to the depth of it. And fortunately, we are in a community, definitely like I can say for myself, working with Kai and Emily and working with all the friends I've met through them, that there's very little ego struggle between things. Like no one feels the need for it to be their idea or their whatever. Like everything is like the ideas kind of stand alone as their own thing and the people are like happy to be a part of it basically.
Yeah, so it's like you guys kind of like find your niche and kind of assimilate into like the greater project. So it's okay, like this puzzle piece of who I am and my talented here, and we can like make this kind of picture. And yeah, it's nice. It's not like a monolith. It's a nice little congregation of people that's making dope music. And even when it comes to like your guys' stage presence, like you can just tell like you're all this in your zone, just really loving the music. When it comes to, and this is for all three of you, when it comes to the the process of music, what's one of your guys' favorite part? Is it more so the writing? Is it more so the performing? So whoever wants to go and take that first, go for it.
I think it's different things for different times for me. Like I've gone periods of my life like where I haven't performed at all, and I've gone periods where I haven't written at all. But definitely it's all a cycle and it all needs to be done in its own time. So I wouldn't say I like one more than the other. But it's just like, yeah, there are certain times in my life where I need to perform, like I need to release stuff, I need to share it with people, I need feedback on it, I need to like open doors through it. And then there are times in my life where I'm more like internal and I need to just like be in my bed like writing a song and like never sharing it with anyone. And I'm learning to like respect those kinds of cycles and not try to force it when it's not happening. And just really like be in either the creative process or the performance process.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like it's become like a routine of like, I don't know, through the year, there's just certain times of the year where I'm like, all right, this is when I'm going to start writing or like doing this like technical thing with production. It's like, there are just certain time zones when I do certain things. And then like, it's also with like performing and stuff. It's just like, we do like some rooftop shows and stuff during the summer and it just like gets me in that kind of mood. And then it's like, yeah, it's just kind of like the cycle of the year. It's like, all right, it's performance mode. And now it's like winter time. So I'm like kind of like chilling out and like, yeah, but it's all like I love all of it. It's the best.
I feel like definitely performance might be like my all-time favorite. But almost performance and then like listening to our music I really like not even writing it, like it could literally not even be, I guess just listening to music. Like if there was a way to be on stage performing but I wasn't playing it, I was just like really exuberantly listening to the music and people were watching that happen, that would be ideal for me. That'd be like the perfect situation basically.
We like do that too. Like I feel like we make a point to like go to shows and like be front row and be like, we are so in it. Like I feel like I'm performing even when it's not my show, just because I'm like, I'm so excited to be here listening to your shit.
Yes. Yeah.
You guys you gotta catch a vibe, It's like, okay, we're all vibing to this music, like that's what I made this song for, so great.
Yeah,
exactly.
I love that.
So with your music, it's really kind of hard it doesn't fit into pop, it doesn't fit into rap, it doesn't fit into hip hop, it doesn't fit into really anything. It's like you all just made your own sound. And me and Jason were talking, we really couldn't think of a sound that was you. What if you had to put it in a genre or put it in a specific sound, what would you try to put it as if you
put it into words?
I think it's kind of ever changing. Like I think it's very human in that way. Like we try not to limit ourselves. Like we're all, I don't know, we're all multifaceted as people, and sometimes genre like takes that away and makes people robots, especially today with like all the algorithms of music. And I think, you know, if we're trying to connect with people and have people resonate with what we put out, I think that's an important thing, is that like we're all changing all the time. But it's both a blessing and a curse, you know, like we definitely don't fit in anywhere, and that can be difficult sometimes. But yeah, that was a long answer.
I feel like also this is, I don't feel like this really addresses your question, but like it might kind of. But basically, like recently we were playing a show, and like I think at 2 points in the show, at one point my drum pedal broke, and so it was just synthesizer and vocals. And another point, I think that synths dropped out and it was just drums and vocals. And both times I realized that like so there was a certain point where I was like, oh shit, like I'm not playing anymore. This is a live show. Like oh fuck, like whatever. But then like Khaya, it was like this really like fast-paced thing, whatever, and Khaya basically just like said the lyrics so strong, like the synths kept going, that like I didn't even miss the drums. I was like, this band rules, like whatever. and so that to me is kind of like the essence of the band, where anything could drop out, and then but every like morsel of music that's in it is just so from like heart and soul, and so made for people to enjoy, that it's just enjoyment music. Like it's just supposed to make your brain and your body and your spirit feel good. And I think in that way it kind of floats through genres, because all genres do that. It just, you know, it's just supposed to be fucking good.
Yeah, I feel you 100%. To change the topic a little bit, because we know that the music has a human component of it, you know, the emotion and the heart of it. And on the other side of it, there is like the business end of it, and the branding and getting, you know, the image out. How has that process been for you all? And, you know, have you learned in that process of, okay, we're doing this, you know, professionally, this is like, you know, like something we're doing seriously?
I feel like we definitely lean more towards that human emotional side of it.
Yeah, we're all like, fuck that other side.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody's like always like, oh, like how are you gonna brand yourselves and wherever? And we're like keep like doing weird things on like social media. And we're like, yes, like this, right?
Yeah, I think if anything, I've learned that I just like fucking reject it, and but that's bad. That's not good, because it is a part of it. Yeah. I would just rather die in oblivion, personally.
Well, the industry does have like a lot of red tape. There is a lot of things. I don't say you have to learn, but a lot of things people do experience. They're trying to like get their way to the top, or at least get their way to places where they want to perform. So to me, it's either like, listen, you're either going to master it, or you're either going to become so well endowed in your natural abilities that it'll just supersede what you can't do on that side. So if that's like the route that you guys are taking, your content is worth it. Like, I feel like you guys should definitely make it.
Definitely a slow burn.
Yeah. We've also, I mean, we've been fortunate enough to meet really good people in the industry. Like our manager, who found us super early, he was like one of Kaya's professors at college, and came to our show and then wanted to manage us, and did it without any pay, like nothing. He just was like, I want to do this. I want to be a part of this. And he's like an industry person, like he's in that world. So it's been cool seeing how I'm like, the music industry, for all that it is, there are some people who just fucking love music and want to help artists and like do it.
And I think those are the people that we've attracted for the most part. Like, I don't think we really find ourselves in sticky situations just because we're so about the music and we're so about honesty and relationships and people and authenticity that like we just won't mesh with people that aren't that way. So it's been nice, and we haven't gotten super screwed over just because it's like we're just with people that are there because they want to be there.
Hey, they say that you attract the energy you give off, and all three of y'all are genuine people. So,
thank you.
And speaking of that, like how was it getting into that point of being comfortable in music, of saying, you know what, we're just gonna say how we feel, we're gonna do what we want, and it doesn't matter what anyone says, as long as we're happy with our art, forget the world.
I wouldn't have been here if I hadn't met these two, that's for sure. Like, I think it really helps that I think the three of us validate each other so fucking much. And like, I couldn't do it by myself. Like, I would have doubted myself so many times, but because I'm with two like-minded people that lift me up and like I look up to them, it kind of just propels us up all the time.
Yeah, I literally couldn't imagine it. I don't even know when that happened, because I feel like at a certain point that did switch over. I was like, oh, I know who I am. I know what my art is like, and I felt confident in things. And I don't even remember like when it was. I just know that like it's obviously it's about being with Khaya and Emily and about Moonkissed and about something just happened. Like it was like overnight, and I was like, oh, I'm here on this earth, like doing this. It felt like real.
Yeah, and like no one can tell me what to do.
Yeah.
I feel like there were just like a couple of shows that like something broke and we were all just like, we can like, I don't know, it became about the three of us for a second and we were like, okay, we could just be comfortable with each other on stage and it'll get us through like this show with only two people in the crowd or whatever. And like doing that over and over again, then it's just like, okay, like you just become so grounded like on stage and it's like just leads you to be so much more comfortable when you perform and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like that there's a wave that artists kind of like tap into when they've been performing for a while, and it's kind of like, okay, like we're all syncing up and we're all tapping into like to the same wave. So like whenever something goes wrong, it's like you notice the wave. I know that I'm saying it pretty abstractly, but like that's just what I feel, and I feel like the three of you, it's kind of like you guys are like in that kind of like space. So it's like telepathically, if you feel something is off, it's like I don't even have to say it because we know the vibe.
It's also not even off.
Yeah.
Like I remember before our Union Pool show, like our first album release show, I was really nervous and I was talking to Leah about this and I was like, what if something goes wrong? And Leah was just like, but nothing can go wrong because even if it goes wrong, it's like part of the show. And so the word wrong, like who's to say it's wrong? It's just something that happened. And so like switching my mindset on that because of what Leah said was like huge for performance because it's like it's live performance, like you're there because you want to see something different and live and you don't want it to be perfect. So yeah, it's like wrong is like not the word to use, you know. It's like I
remember always like my mom always told me that with she's a dancer and she'd always dance and be like, no one in the audience knows your routine, so if you fall on your face it's suddenly modern dance, and like that's all that it is, you know?
Suddenly modern dance. I love that.
Yeah, open to interpretation.
That's sick.
It's expressive.
It's avant-garde.
Yeah.
I want to dive back into something you said, like performing in front of two people and being comfortable and looking at each other. And I think so many artists tend to skip that step because I know when I first got into music, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to go do this show. And then it was like 6 of my friends there. And after, I remember being after the show, I was like, man, I'm calling my friends, calling everyone. I'm like, no, like why? But then you learn as you grow, like, you know, I need those moments. We need to practice our performance in front of somebody different that's not going to be biased towards your sound, towards your stage presence. And that really kind of develops who you are as an artist and really builds that stage presence. And I just want to say thank you for being honest to that, because there's so many people that lie online and they're like, oh, you know, that show was amazing. I don't have any videos or pictures, but that show was dope.
No.
Yeah, no, you
so
gotta
many
play.
Wild shows that are empty and like the sound is terrible, and it's like, but those are the best shows because you just go wild.
Those are my favorite shows because you could try stuff at them. Like you're not fucking up in front of a crowd. You're fucking up in front of the bar staff, you know, and it like doesn't matter as much. Those are my favorite personally.
Yeah.
True. Also, it's so true, like about like, you know, people like, I feel like it's like in this day and age, you have to already be famous to get famous. Like you have to just be like already have a huge following to get it's just crazy. And there's so much insane expectation that I'm like, it is refreshing to be like, yeah, everyone that's ever embarked upon anything has been a loser at first, you know, or had no following or had nothing. Like that's okay. That's where you're supposed to be at. And like, you shouldn't be expecting more of yourself, really.
Yeah. You get more from the losses than the wins.
Yes.
Totally.
And like those are the shows where you like you have to learn how to bring the energy yourself. Like so we can do the same show whether it's for 100 people or 2 people, and like that we only could have learned that through playing to no one for a long time.
Yeah.
do you guys have do you all have a favorite show moment or a favorite show in mind? Anything that comes to top of your head?
Yeah.
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 Let's hear him. Put me on.
I'm like blanking on the venue name now.
Which place?
Gold Sounds.
Gold Sounds, yeah.
That's personally my favorite. That was
The
like
shoe.
Yeah, we it was the first time because we had this bit for a while where we would like take our shoes off and just like throw them around, like just like do a whole thing like with our shoes. And that was the first time we threw our shoes around, and that was fun. But it was also, there was like nobody there, and it was like, but it felt like the first time that we were like, oh my God, like whatever, like let's just, because we were super comfortable with the set at that point, and we were just like, all right, let's like do all like these skits or whatever, like let's try things. And it was great. And really, I don't know, that for me was like the show that like really connected it all for me.
That was a pivotal moment for sure.
Yeah. I feel like my favorite show is still Florida. Like forever and always, we just played in this like statue garden, and it was like kind of a random gig, and we flew down to Florida for it, and it like, I don't know, like felt like a big deal to me. It was the beginning of our tour. I was like, oh shit, this is for real. And then we get there, and it's like this beautiful sprawling statue garden mansion, like this crazy situation for this like arts foundation, whatever. And we go to play, and like no one there knows us. Like there are other bands. I was just like not expecting anything at all. We were also drinking like these like, what were they, like grape soda with alcohol?
Oh my God, they're the worst. you just
like
found
Four
beer.
Loko.
You found beer in the like bodega, and it was like, ooh, like what's this? It was like, so bad.
It was like that and clove cigarettes. It was like the most disgusting thing ever. And then we go to play, and like everyone from everywhere just comes and magnetizes to the stage, and like everybody got so involved, and it literally felt like the biggest success of our entire career to me. Like to this day, I was like, that's the most important thing that's ever happened. It's just like these random strangers partied really hard with us for this set. It was just crazy. Yeah.
And we went back. Like that's the other cool part, is like they invited us back. So we now like love Sarasota, Florida.
Yeah.
Which is, I would have never thought that I would have said that sentence.
So what was it like making I'd like to tell you something important?
It was a journey for sure. It was, some of those songs were written at the same time as the first album, and were just like saved, or they weren't ready for the first album or whatever. And it was like a year's worth of like kind of just like beating dead horses with each song, and just like not knowing what to do, and being like, we need to finish this, but it just didn't feel right. And it was made in so many different places and like re-recorded so many times. And then I think it was the pandemic that like really grounded us, and we were like, okay, we're just gonna finish this whatever it takes. So it's a very like mismatched kind of hodgepodge album, but I think to me that's what makes it special, because it can be interpreted so many different ways, and there's always kind of something new to hear, I think. But it was a struggle, to be honest. Like it was difficult to tie it together.
Yeah. It also, to me, I guess, like both the first album and the second album, maybe because I joined last, they just feel like, it feels to me like they just have existed forever, because like I came in and I was just like taught that music and playing that music, and I was like, oh yeah, like no one even wrote it. Like it's just like Moonkissed exists completely outside of anyone, and like Moonkissed came with 2 albums. Like that's how it feels in my head.
Meanwhile, I'm like fucking grinding like daily.
Like fully like writing the songs. I was like, oh yeah.
Can you guys talk a bit more about, I want to talk about 2 songs. One, Bender. But before I get to Bender, can you talk about Shake Those Feelings? Because those 2 really stood out for me as my kind of personal favorites.
Sick. Well, Bender, Emily and I wrote like, what was that? Like freshman year of college or something?
Yeah.
Like in high school or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
We wrote that the same day we wrote Leeches.
Mm-hmm.
At my parents' apartment. And that was the idea came to me in the shower, and it was about a night I like blacked out and like couldn't remember anything. It was really scary. And yeah, Leeches and Bender, when we were making those, that was the first time I like felt like a producer. Like I was like, this sounds sick, and I'm like making beats with my friends. But yeah,
It was
Bender,
sick, yo.
those songs, like Emily and I went through a period where we'd always write like when we were super hungover, so we just had like no filter, and the songs got just like weird and like very abstract and like long. So that's where Bender came from. And then actually the bridge of Bender was Brian's idea, our manager, because the bridge didn't have any spoken word in it. And Brian came to a show and was like, that's empty, you should write something over it. But yeah, it's just about like feeling scared and alone because you like are on drugs or super blacked out. And that was a song where it sounded really bad for a long time, and then my friend Benzie, who's amazing, he's one of my favorite people in the world, he like mixed it and it came to life in a whole different way.
Yeah. So with that such unique mismatched sound, who really inspired all of you to be like, okay, I want to interpret their music into my own, or I want to use kind of what they've done and they inspire me to put it into my music?
It's definitely different for each song. Like our tastes are always changing, and we're always making playlists and like sharing music and sharing inspiration. So I think it really changes. Do one of you want to talk about Shake too? Because that's a fun one.
Oh yeah.
I feel like we
Shake, well, we started off, I went to the studio with Khaya one day and I was recording drums that weren't supposed to be for us. It was supposed to be like a studio drum track in case someone wanted to use it. So it's funny because I was like, let me think of the most basic drum beat I could possibly do, like the most pop, like whatever generic. And I was like, never thinking that I would like want to, like, which I was just like, let me just lay down something. And then like we were doing it and it like, whatever, it like worked. And then we ended up writing over it. Like we were sitting down writing guitar vocals, like maybe piano, something, whatever. And like had this like little like 2-note thing on guitar that I was like, this kind of works, it's kind of lame. It was just like the most like anticlimactic. I didn't think it was going to be anything. And then I don't know, like we kept developing it. Khaya like produced it out more and wrote like a lyric over it. And then we went to, the three of us, we went away and Emily put synths on it and we wrote a bridge, right? And we just like chipped away at it more and more.
Yeah, that song changed a lot.
Yeah, the ending was the chorus for a while.
That's true.
Yeah, it was like crazy. It just kind of like looped around and around, and it never had anything that was like super like, oh whoa. And then by the end of it I was like, this is my favorite fucking song. Like I loved it. It was so catchy. It like worked so well.
Yeah, I feel like it was like a late night, like we were like sitting by the fire like writing. It was like late night and we're like, yes, this is it for Shake. Like it just like got to like a certain
point, like
this is it. And then we recorded the very end like on the phone. And just like took one of the takes. Yeah.
I don't know how that song ended up being that like funky and like fun though, because it was just like
it was
went
like through a lot of different forms.
It was, yeah. I think for me, mentally it came together when the drum beat, I added like one note that changed it from being like a basic pop beat to being based in like a Brazilian drum rhythm. And then once that was put in, I was like, yes, this song is like, it finally like danced. And then I was like, okay, I get it now.
Yeah, no, your songs definitely feel like they're breathing. Like, and you can tell by the way that you guys process through the song that you literally create then recreate the songs. Like the life that I feel that I'm living is literally like built into it, and you can just tell that there's a lot of work and a lot of layered work that goes into it. So you all just really keep it up. We're really loving your sound.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So I have to personally know, where did the name Moonkissed come from?
Well, we were originally called something else with the word moon in it, and we had to change our name for legal reasons, and we went to a psychic to try to find our new name, and she told us that we had to keep the word moon in it, So then I challenged. So then for like a month straight, we were just like moon this, moon that, and just like coming up with like weird shit. And then I was like, okay, we got to figure this out. And I was like, guys, we're gonna like have a debate, like debate club right now. Like bring your top name, and we're all gonna fight each other for it. Like come with a name that you care about so much, and we're gonna fight. And they didn't bring names, so I just won by default.
Yeah.
I love it.
But I think it's like, it's nostalgic. We met on New Year's. You kiss under the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like sun kiss, moon kiss. I don't know.
Yeah. The New Year's kiss thing sold it for me. I was like, that's it. That's the name.
Nice. A beautiful moment. I'm glad that it was Moonkissed, because honestly, because that's how I feel about your sound.
I know you talked about going to school. How important do you think that was for pursuing music?
I dropped out after the first and joined this band.
Yeah, Leah goes to the College of Moonkissed, as far as I'm concerned.
I'm getting my master's and having a good time.
Listen, you have a lot of wise advice, you know, so it's kind of working out for you.
Yeah,
I loved school, but definitely, yeah, no, I'm a nerd. It's fine. Definitely though, like you don't need it at all. Like I'm a producer writer outside of the band, and like no one I work with went to college, and it's great. And like they speak the same language. I just loved it because I loved my professors. I loved like getting to use the facilities. Yeah, it's like the little perks, but you definitely don't need it.
Yeah, me and Jason always have the conversation if you need it or not, because Jason finished and I dropped out. I was like, school isn't for me. But I know like going to college really, really for me was going there and getting all the networking that I felt needed to pursue my career. And really in this day and age with so much information on your computer, unless you're really trying to be a doctor or a lawyer or anything that you need years of school, is like if you just go and network online and you go find the people you need to be around you, I think that's arguably debatable than going 4 years and going massively in debt.
Exactly. It's so much better. It's like spend money on going to shows or like, you know, like buying gear if you can. Like it's like definitely not worth it in terms of money.
Yeah, like you can definitely figure yourself out. If you had like what $90,000 to go figure yourself out for 4 years, you'll find some real shit about yourself. You'll figure something out.
Yeah.
So what instruments do you play outside of the ones that you play in Moonkissed? And for our singer over here, Kai, which instrument do you like enjoy besides using your voice?
Well, I produce, so I can fake any instrument. But I wouldn't call myself like an instrumentalist. But
instrument god over there.
It's all just like me recording like millions of takes and then like comping it. Like if anyone saw me, they would be like, you are so dumb and cannot play anything. But I've been getting a lot of compliments on my bass playing, but I can't tell if people are being sarcastic or not, but I'm really into the bass right now.
I think it's good. I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think you're a really good bass player.
I think everyone's just like flattering me for some weird reason. But thank you. I like dumb bass lines though. Like I like punky, like simple, like girl punk bass lines.
So what about Emily and Leah? Which instruments do you play outside of the ones inside the Moonkissed?
I play percussion. That was like what I started on. Yeah, so like I was like classically trained, so I play like timpani and all that kind of shit. Yeah.
Timpani, I haven't heard about timpani in a while.
Like it's right, it's so much fun. But yeah, other than that, yeah, just like piano, and then I have a ukulele that I cannot play and a guitar that I cannot play, and it's just fun. Like,
but you have it.
Yeah, I have it.
I mostly play like guitar is like my main one other than drums. And then like a little bit of bass, a little bit of piano. I like banjo a lot. Yeah, I tried to teach myself trumpet recently, but I've been falling off so much that I can't even like say.
You were pretty good though.
I know. I started getting it for a while. It's because I was playing with this like this New Orleans like marching band around the city, and I was playing drums on it. But it was this trumpet player that was like, "I will be your trumpet guru," and then started teaching me trumpet and gave me a trumpet, so I was learning it. But I've been slacking. I can't even say I play anything right now. But yeah, those are my main other ones.
Hey, what do you have planned for this year coming up?
A lot of really exciting stuff, like actually a plan for the first time. Like I feel like we've always just been like in New York, like saying yes to everything, like everything's so last minute. Like we play like 3 shows a week, but like we just find out about them, like we just say yes to everything. And then we kind of took a step back because we got super burnt out on playing shows, and really wanted to make them special and put effort into them and kind of like find who we are and all that good stuff. So now we have like tours planned for pretty much through June as of right now. So yeah, it's just like we're touring in March and we're touring in May, and then we have like a bunch of shit in New York in June.
Yeah.
And then we're hoping to like make our record the second half of the year, I think.
How important would you say like being in New York? Because if I don't want to assume, are all 3 of you from New York?
Yeah.
How would you say being from New York really helped or didn't help you chase music?
I think it super helped.
Yeah, well, I'm not from New York City. I grew up outside, like 30 minutes outside New York.
Hey, which part, if you don't mind us asking?
Sleepy Hollow, Westchester.
Hey.
Yeah, are you from around there?
No, but I have family from there.
Oh, cool.
I have family from Brooklyn, and it's not Sleepy Hollow, but it's Yonkers is close to there, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I have family from those same places.
Hey.
It's a small world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also not from the city. I'm from Long Island.
Hey, me too. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, I know. Long Island kind of sucks.
Which part?
I'm from Long Beach.
Hey.
Yeah.
Me and Jason actually met at Stony Brook.
Oh, really?
My mom went there.
Yeah.
My mom went there for 2 years.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
2 long years for her.
I think she transferred. I can't remember if she transferred to or from, but she went there for 2 years.
Yeah.
I feel like this is why New York is important, just because like everyone that's from here just like loves it and is like, oh yeah, I was there. It's like that little instant connection. Like if I was from like Minnesota, it'd be tougher, you know.
It is hard. Like I feel like I took it for granted for sure before I like met a bunch of people not from New York, but like we definitely had a leg up being in a band with 3 New Yorkers, because we could book anywhere. We just like knew how it worked in a way that people who aren't from the scene don't. The same way, like if we were to move to Chicago tomorrow, like we wouldn't know the scene there. Like I think because we had grown up with the scene, it just made it more like faster. I think that's why it seems like we move so fast, just because like we actually have been spending our whole lives like building our network in the city, and there's 3 of us, so it's like tripled.
Yeah. Definitely.
But I think it really helped in terms of gigging.
I think it's a leg up too, because whenever you talk to anyone that's not from New York, as soon as you say you're a New Yorker, you're from New York, they're like, oh wow.
Respect, yeah, exactly. We're crazy, but
So if some of our listeners want to go follow you, where can they reach you at on social medias?
We're at Moonkissed Music on everything. Instagram, every streaming platform, every social media. My personal favorite right now is Twitter. I really like it.
Have you been tweeting?
I've been tweeting little things. I've been
reading.
Yeah. It's so good. The community on there is great right now. A lot of funny things are happening. I'm learning. If you're on Twitter, reach out to me. We can talk about nothing on Twitter together.
Cute.
Love it.
So
yeah, yo. Thank you for coming out. Yeah, thanks for coming out to the show. You guys
Thank you guys. You guys have such lovely smiles. I feel like you're also smiley right now.
You guys are giving us great energy to smile for, so I appreciate it.
Yay.
Yeah, you guys are great and genuine too, and that's really like some interviews you could tell if someone's like, oh, well, yeah, it's not really going anywhere. But when the genuine energy comes out, you have no choice but to have it reciprocated.
Yeah.
The best.
Aw.
But yeah, thank you. Well, I'll make sure to DM you and email you all the little short mini clips that we make, and I think we'll need a picture from you so like we can make a cool little IG poster.
Cool.
And-
Yeah, we can send you.
Yeah. Come to a show. We'll put you on the
Yeah,
guest.
we'll put you on the list for a show. Let us know.
No, tell us when you're in New York doing a show. We're gonna add it to the calendar and pop out. That's
Hey.
the whole 2022 is popping out to the shows.
Yes,
Yes.
that's amazing.
Nice.
Oh, thank
Sounds
you guys so much.
great.
So fun.
Before you go, could you please give us a tagline?
What is that?
Like a
Like,
Like just saying like, hey, this is Moonkissed and you're tuning into the Love
And you're watching Disney Channel.
Yeah.
Okay, we're doing that. I don't want to get any copyright.
yeah. Wait, Kai, you want to do it?
Are we doing that? Are we
Wait.
bringing that back?
Wait.
all at once.
Oh wait, or just you just want us to say, hey, we're Moonkissed. Thanks for listening to the Love of It podcast.
Yeah, that works. That's
Yeah.
better than Disney Channel.
Are we all
ready?
going?
Let's all do it.
Okay.
One.
Hey! Oh.
Hey.
1, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, we're Moonkissed. Thank you for listening to the Love of It podcast.
We can't do it all at once. It's
We can't.
impossible.
Or maybe like one could take turns saying different parts of it.
Boom, bam, boom.
Okay, good. Someone's. Hey,
Hey.
we're. Someone gotta finish it.
Wait, you say it first.
Okay. Hey, we're Moon.
Kissed and
Thanks for watching the Love of It podcast.
Let's go.
Guys, so we're gonna
So
edit it up
happy.
so it's all smooth.
Yay!
good luck. Good luck.
But yeah, thank you for being a part of the show. If you have any content coming out, any shows, any music, feel free to send it to us. We'll put it
We have
on
an EP coming out next week on Friday.
Yeah, you guys are on our press release email list, so we'll be sending it to you.
Yay!
Yeah, we'll be promoting that. We'll definitely promote that.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Sweet.
Well, this will probably drop after the episode's out, or the episode would drop after the music's out. So what would you want to say about the album?
It's it was thrown together because it just felt like the world needed some music. Like it felt like we hadn't shared new stuff in a while, and we had so much stuff that we were kind of keeping under wraps, and the shutdown happened. We had to cancel a show, and it just felt like, oh man, like I want to communicate with people somehow. So we like, and it was a weird New Year's. We like wish we could have been partying with each other like we did on the first New Year's we met. And so instead we kind of remotely worked on this album as like a distraction from how weird the holidays and New Year's was. But yeah, it was all remote. Like it was all us sending each other stuff back and forth.
Hey, what's the name of it?
I'm on my way.
That was so. Any singles that you want to talk about on the album or on the EP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this EP. The first one's called Another Snow Day in Brooklyn. And Khaya, you started this song with
Thomas Daniels. We wrote it on Zoom. They're a songwriter living in LA, and we hadn't met before, and we still haven't met in person actually.
Oh damn.
Yeah, super weird.
Yeah, the song is just really good. The way I would describe the whole EP is there are 3 songs that like I like yell sing in my car when I'm driving alone. They're just, I just feel like you'll feel it. They're just really fucking like they're anthemic, but like easy listening songs. And the first one's really sweet. The last one's really angsty. It's just like a very short journey. It's, you know, like it's being on your way. It's all transition, and it feels like a very like it feels like it's already in the air right now. So I think it'll be fitting.
Man, that's what's up. So we definitely have to keep a lookout for that. Well, by the time this comes out, it'll be out. So definitely check it out, guys. I'm on the way, right?
Yeah, I'm
on my way.
I'm on my way.
Yeah.
Check it out, guys.
And I know everyone out there listening could go find it on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music. You have literally no excuse to not check out some dope music from some dope musicians. So everyone out there, go listen.
Yay!
Yay, thanks guys.
Yeah, but thanks for being on the show. You guys are amazing. Seriously.
Oh, I can't wait to meet you in person.
Yeah.
Yes, it'll be
We'll
lit.
send you the show dates and stuff.
Perfect.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I can participate in throwing the shoes, but I will be there to video guys.
Oh my god. Sick. Love it.
I have expensive shoes.
I was gonna say, like, wear some shoes you don't care about, maybe.
Yeah.
Bet that. I'll bring a pair of Sperry's with me.
Yes.
Perfect.
But yeah, thank you for being a part of the show, and we'll make sure to send you everything, and we'll make sure that we're on the lookout and promoting that as soon as it drops. And we're making a Spotify playlist too with everyone that's on our show, so we're gonna be incorporating the songs in that too.
Cool.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Anytime, but stay warm, stay safe, and keep making great music. And just thank you for being a part of the show.
Oh yeah. Thank you guys so
Have
much.
a great day, everyone.
Have a great night.
Bye.
So